Break this down for you. Let's go over here. Look at this. This is 1965. They asked Americans a very simple question. Should people who cannot read or write English be allowed to vote in this country? The answer back then, 48-48. Pretty much split. Now, look at how things have changed. Jeff, move over just a bit. This is a more recent poll, 2006, when they asked the same question. Americans are now saying, no, it's very different. 53% are saying, no, they should not be allowed to vote in this country if they don't speak English. And they're saying that this should probably be more of an official language, only 41% on the other side. A lot of people out there say one nation, one language, and the language has to be English. But is anybody really trying to buck that trend? That's another good question. Colorado Republican Congressman Tom Tancredo says yes. He says they are trying to buck that trend, and he tends to say that they're doing it for a specific reason. He's running for president, in large measure, by the way, on that argument. Also with us is Miguel Perez. He is a syndicated columnist and professor of journalism at Lehman College, who will, for the most part, disagree, I believe. All right, Tom Tancredo, let's get started. What do you think is fueling the resentment that we just saw demonstrated in that graphic, that poll that I just showed our viewers there?
Rick, I'm sorry, but at the first part of this, I could not hear what you were saying. But I can tell you that there is certainly a great deal of concern and criticism out there about the fact that we are becoming essentially a bilingual nation, and nobody's doing anything to try to stop it. I agree that that is not a good idea. I believe that, first of all, in order to be able to vote, a person should have to understand the debate that leads up to that vote. So, yeah, you should have to speak English in order to vote. So you're supposed to have to speak English to become a citizen.
You agree with the poll? You agree that it's going too far in the direction of Spanish? Miguel Perez, you're here to say probably that it's really not as much as big a deal as the congressman is making it out to be.
No, señor, de ninguna manera. Not at all. Listen. What is heating this debate is people, unfortunately, like the congressman, who are dividing this country, in my opinion, because I don't think that we should be concerned about knowledge, about knowing other languages. All over this world, people want to learn and speak several languages. In this country, we have this narrow, some of us have this very narrow mentality that we should only speak English and English only. It's detrimental to our future.
Let's leave it there. I'm going to pick you guys up in just a little bit. But would you believe that there is now a city in the United States where the official business is done in, guess what language we're talking about here? Tom Tancredo, what language do you think that is?
I know there's one that's doing it in Spanish.
Spanish, you're absolutely right. We're talking the official language, folks, and that's getting to a lot of people, and it's making them really angry about this. It's Spanish. Here now is a revealing and what most would consider to be an important story by CNN's Ed Levin. Let's bring Miguel Perez back into this argument, as well as Congressman Tom Tancredo. I understand what that your argument is that people should speak a lot of different languages, and I think most people get that. But isn't it a matter of respect? Isn't it disrespectful to have a city in the United States where the official language, not just the spoken language, the official language is Spanish?
It's disrespectful to speak a foreign language in front of people who don't understand you. I agree with that. I think we should be, courteous in that sense. Some people automatically think that you're talking about them, whether you are or not.
Yeah, but no, let's go back to the question of the official language.
Yeah, the official, I don't agree with that. I think it was a stupid mistake on their part, because it gives the people who are against us immigrants, against us Latinos in this country, ammunition. So
the takeover mentality.
I don't agree, but let's remember that this is a border town. This is not happening all over the country. This is a border town where most of the people there, the overwhelming majority, speak more Spanish than they do English, because most of them are Mexican. They are recent arrivals from Mexico, but many of them are legal. But again, this is a unique case, and I think even though it was a unique case, it was dumb of them to do it.
Congressman Tom Tancredo, a lot of the folks down around the border would say, look, we never crossed the border, sir. The border crossed us. You've heard that argument before. What do you say to folks who say that?
First of all, I think that they're right. Miguel is saying that it's a unique situation, perhaps today, Miguel, but it is certainly not going to be unique in 10 years from today. Because that is exactly what is happening. The problem is a matter of numbers. And, when you say that we all should speak many languages, I totally agree with you. My wife taught Russian in public schools for 27 years. We're all for foreign language education. I wish everybody were bilingual or multilingual. I wish I were. But I'll tell you what, That's not what we're talking about here for the nation. We are talking about a nation that needs something that holds us together, a glue, Miguel, that holds all people together regardless of where they came from, regardless of what they spoke before, the culture that they came from. Something in this nation has to hold us together. And you know what that is? It's called the language, English. That is the glue. It is important for us all, regardless, and it's got nothing to do, sir, with being against immigrants or against Latinos. You like to phrase it like that because you want some fight on that basis, but it's got nothing to do with it,
Congressman, let's give him a chance. Congressman, let's go ahead and give him a chance.
It already binds us together. We all recognize that English is the national language. Congress even voted on this a while back. It is the national language. The people who want to make it official are only, Rick, the people who want to make it official are the people who want to take away the bilingual ballots, who want to take certain rights, certain services. You go to an emergency room and they won't speak to you in Spanish, even though you can get along a lot better in that language. So that's what they want to try to take away by making English official.
But isn't
we recognize that the English is the national language. Most Latinos or most immigrants, when they arrive in this country, recognize if they want to get ahead, they have to learn English.
And that goes to this point. Is it really generational? Is it something that's going to be only in the short term?
Absolutely.
So is it then short-sighted to be criticizing the abuelito or the abuelita who really can't speak English, even though their sons and daughters will? That's a big part of this discussion. Congressman, stick around because we're going to